check. Welcome. My name is Samus009. This is the loading screen. And tonight we're gonna play a little Destiny 2. A game that I happened to get the Platinum Trophy this weekend, which is pretty cool for me. But mostly we're going to be going over the Game of the Year nominations while I play Destiny 2, because it's a game I'm very comfortable with. I feel like I can kind of sort of put my mind on autopilot and sort of play it, even though I'm going to be attempting to play my Titan character, which I just made this week. And oh my goodness, guys, I got the hiccups, and I hate the hiccups. They're one of my absolute biggest pet peeves in the entire world. Hopefully they don't interrupt this lovely, ideally, conversation that I love to be having. And with this topic of the Game of the Year nominations, ideally it will give you guys a little insight as to some of the games that I like and some of the BS that I don't care about. And for now, we're gonna see what bounties I need to pick up so I can play one gambit match, get some gear, and I can play some Crucible, I believe. Yeah, so let's pick up some bounties for Gambit and Crucible. And let's kick it off with Game of the Year. The nominees are Control by Remedy and 505 Games, Death Stranding, shout out to Death Stranding, which I just beat today, from Kojima Productions and Sony Entertainment Interactive, or Sony International Entertainment, I don't know. Super Smash Brothers from Nintendo, Resident Evil 2, a remake, which, in my opinion, shouldn't be a nomination. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Side note, we'll get to the whole Resident Evil 2 thing here in a minute. And then The Outer Worlds by Obsidian and publisher Private Division. So, I guess let's kick things off with the game I played the least of, Control. Honestly, it felt like I was playing an Aaron Fincher film. Like, I didn't necessarily understand it. The controls were just a little too stiff for me. Shout out to my neighbor Joel, who let me have it and play it. I did like how the protagonist was a girl, and I like how the powers that she had were more or less force related, I guess. And it was pretty cool. I thought, I didn't like how there was no auto heal. I guess that was probably my biggest complaint, is you're giving this chick powers to manipulate time and fly and freeze people and just freaking shoot people away, and she has to pick up health packs. Like, I don't know. Like, and I never did finish it. So for me, it may get better. I have no idea.
You just never quit, do you?
Um,
Woke up the traveler.
then we'll move
Now
on
half of
to
what I hear on the streets is how much
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. It's a game by From Software,
Catch you later.
published by Activision, which, because it was published by Activision, I automatically assumed that it was going to be inherently more accessible. And come to find out, your boy couldn't beat it. I know. I have, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, I have 3 runes from Bloodborne and the summon sign from Dark Souls all tattooed on me. And for me not to be able to hang with the whole blocking mechanism, like, I don't know, I couldn't do it. I wish I could. I loved it so much. It was so fun. I loved Japanese Dark Souls, essentially, and the fact that I could... The stealth mechanics in it, to where I just shot myself up on the roof, like a Samurai Spider-Man, was great. And, I literally, me personally, I couldn't hang with the parry mechanic. I've played through Dark Souls 5 or 6 times. I've beat Dark Souls, I beat Bloodborne 5 or 6 times. I've played through Dark Souls 3 twice, Dark Souls 2 4 times, Dark Souls 1 twice, and, you know, like, it's one of my, From Software is one of my favorite developers. Miyazaki is brilliant beyond belief, and, yeah, it definitely deserves Game of the Year, even if I couldn't beat it. Like, I humbly bow to Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Next we have The Outer Worlds, which, I mean, I'm conflicted, honestly. Because yes, it was good. Yes, it may have been what some people wanted, but like, I just don't get it, guys. It's I guess it's just not for me, personally. And that's okay. Like, you know, games don't necessarily have to be for everybody, but like, I played it, and in my head I was like, I'm playing Fallout in space, and yes, I can talk my way out of situations, and that's so cool, but like, the shooting was so janky. You know, like, the bullet time didn't really do anything for me. Like, I don't know, like, it was still just kind of clunky, and it looked gorgeous. I can't deny that. Like, it looked absolutely beautiful. And, if you want to play a game where you just, like, go to different planets and experience this fun world, by all means, go for it. It's very immersive, highly detailed. You literally can build your character to however you want to, but it just, I don't know, to be nominated for Game of the Year, in my opinion, it falls flat. I think Outer Worlds, personally, should be substituted with Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That's just my personal recommendation. We're going to go into Resident Evil 2, which I don't even think should be a candidate for Game of the Year, because it was originally out on PlayStation 1 back in the 90s, guys. Like, it's the same game. It's frame for frame the same game. And I I don't know. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous that it's nominated for Game of the Year. Fight me in the comments, please, please. Fight me in the comments about this. I will go toe-to-toe with anybody who disagrees. David, that includes you. You know who I'm talking about. Any game that originally came out in the 90s should not be nominated for Game of the Year in 2019. Because it's shot for shot the same game. Mechanically, it's more or less the same game. Like, it blows my mind. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I have a love-hate relationship with, because yes, it's Super Smash Bros. I absolutely love it. But because it came out last year, and one of my favorite games that came out the year before, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I don't know, that may only make sense to a few of you guys, but to those few who understand what I'm talking about, it will make sense. Very deserving of nominated for Game of the Year. It's a fantastic game. I play it with everybody.
All right,
my boys from high school, we used to play it all together. We still play it all together. Pikachu for life, until your boy discovered King K. Rool, and I kick ass with King K. Rool. And here we go. We're gonna be playing with some Gambit. I don't really. We're switching. Let's go, Gambit. Yeah, let's go. And then we're gonna be talking about the next Game of the Year. Oh snap. Oh snap. Nope. And then the final Game of the Year nomination, which gets my personal nod for Game of the Year, is, yep, you guessed it, Death Stranding. I beat it today. Ideally in the next 2 weeks, I will be putting together a video about Death Stranding, my thoughts about it. It's gonna contain many spoilers, so if you haven't beat it, don't watch the video, but you should probably watch it anyway, because I could use all the help I could get, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I love you. I want to start a conversation about games. Please follow me on Spotify, follow me on Apple iTunes, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, Th3loadingscreen.
Burn it down.
Samus009 on PlayStation. You know, I try to be all over the place. Death Stranding was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I loved it. For me personally, it was more or less about overcoming the environment, and you know, well, yeah, that was fine. I didn't get killed by the invader anyway. It was more or less about overcoming the environment, and for somebody who kind of grew up in and out of the woods and hiking and camping, and like, it was very easy to do.
Invaders off the field.
And I need to. That was dumb. Anyway, there was an ad playing on the computer, which I'm currently reading some of these nominations. Side note, I don't know if I said this or not, but some of these nominations I don't really care about. And so, if I skip over that category, you know, please understand that, like, I don't care. You know, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, why didn't you talk about the Fortnite special or whatever? Like, it's just, I don't know, that's not my thing, guy. You know, and that's okay. Like, just because something isn't your thing, I can still appreciate Fortnite as a game and not know who the best team is. Team Cloud9 or Team Liquid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's my thoughts on that whole esports scene. Like, just because I don't get it doesn't mean I can't talk about it. Or, you know, like, if I don't talk about it, that should be okay too, because, like, that should tell you guys that, like, I'm being truthful about the shit that I talk about. Really. We're gonna move on to best game direction. We got Control, which, you know, I really didn't play that much. Death Stranding, I believe, should win. Resident Evil 2 should not be nominated. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Outer Worlds are just, you know, I don't know. And for me, in the category game direction, one of those 5 rises above the rest. And, you know, love him or hate him, Kojima deserves the win, in my opinion. You know? And, I know some people think that, Jeff Keighley has a lot to do with, you know, the Game Awards and things are perceived, but I truthfully believe that after finishing it today, which was my goal to do before the Game Awards, I believe he fully deserves that nomination for Director of the Year, and I fully believe he should win it. Best Narrative, you got A Plague Tale of Innocence, which I personally haven't played, and I've just watched a bunch of videos, I've watched reviews, and I'm gonna go ahead and tip my hat and give the win for Best Narrative to A Plague Tale of Innocence. Control is nominated, and I guess that would make sense for a David Fincher-esque video game, if you will. Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds being nominated for Best Narrative, I don't necessarily understand, because the whole game can be beat in 12 minutes, so how can a game with the best narrative essentially be completed in under a half hour? You know, I mean, 12 minutes, that's less than an episode of The Office on Netflix, only for a limited time. You guys, you know. Disco Elysium is not a game I know a whole lot about. I know a lot of the YouTubers that I watch and follow. They have been talking about it and talking about how brilliant it is, and I know it's one of the later entries as far as nominations go. Like, it only came out a handful of weeks ago, but I know it's a text-based D&D style game on PC, maybe on Switch. I'm not 100% sure. Death Stranding, yes, it had a great narrative, but it probably is gonna fall flat for a lot of people, considering it came out so late, and considering there's not gonna be a whole lot of people that will have been able to finish it before
Allies invading. Hey, you fight dirty.
The Game Awards, and like, I honestly feel for those people,
Your allies down, but they took some.
and I hope that they actually do get to finish Death Stranding and make sense of it and talk to me about it, guys. Like, cause I want to talk to the community about it on YouTube, on Spotify. Follow me on Instagram, Th3loadingscreen. Subscribe to this channel. Hit me up in the comments. Whatever you guys need to do to get a hold of me, you know, I will do. And so we'll move on from Best Narrative and we'll go to Best Art Direction. We got Control. Again, you know, like, as much as Jesus, guys, as much as Death Stranding has been nominated, Control, I feel like, is nominated for a whole. It's just not near as good. Death Stranding, I don't know. In my personal opinion, this could have been a category where Death Stranding might or might not could have got away with not being nominated. As somebody who has played Kojima games for a long time, since the 90s, I have become accustomed to a certain art style. And it necessarily, it really hasn't progressed. It's been the same art style. No offense to Yoji. No offense to Yoji Shinkawa. Brilliant animator. It's just animation. Yes, it may be from a different engine, and that engine is just so great. Shout out to Decima and the homies at Gorilla. We're gonna lose this one anyway, but I just really honestly care about the bounties at this point. I'm at level 89 for the season.
Your allies back.
Just for it to be nominated for Best Art Direction, I'm just not 100% sure. Gears of War 5, once again, it's the same Gears, y'all. Like, I played it, and it's the same. It's the same looking Gears of War that has been on 360. It's just a little more polished. Resident Evil 2. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we were on art direction, weren't we? Death Stranding art direction. Gris shouldn't even be in the running. Screw that game. It's the indie game. Throw that game out. It's about depression. Whatever. I didn't play Sayonara Wild Hearts. Sekiro. Sekiro and Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, I don't know about the whole art direction thing. I guess Link's Awakening probably more than Sekiro for me, personally. Because it took a Game Boy game and brought it to life for the 2019. Sorry about that mess up, guys. My computer jumped ahead like 4 different slides here. We're gonna stick with Best Score / Music. Cadence of Hyrule, I didn't play. Devil May Cry 5, I didn't play. Kingdom Hearts 3, I didn't finish. Sayonara Wild Hearts, I didn't play. Death Stranding was great. I mean, it was like a movie score. He went out and got actual bands that he liked and listened to, and had them score a soundtrack to the game that he created. And once again, like, props to Kojima. I think that's cool. Best audio design, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I didn't play. Control had some great audio design. The powers sounded so good. The living gun sounded so cool whenever you shot it. Death Stranding, just all of it sounded good. Like, I'm sure I'm sounding like a Kojima fanboy and a Sony fanboy, and I am, first of all, but like, all of the audio design in Death Stranding was highly impeccable. Gears 5 sounded like Gears, only more sharp. Resident Evil 2, once again, I don't think should be nominated. I guess, retroactively speaking, comparatively speaking to the first game to this game, it sounds a lot better. It does. It really does. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, very good audio design. Once again, nominated for quite a few awards. You know, maybe not as many as Death Stranding, but still quite a few. And Resident Evil 2 as well, like, and Control. Like, all of them are nominated for so many awards, and all of them are worthy of praise, and all of them are worthy of your time, depending on your play style and your preference. And let me know what you guys have played. Let me know what you guys think about any of these games. Best performance, you got Ashley Birch as Parvati Holcomb in The Outer Worlds, and I gotta give it to her. She's good in that. Courtney Hope as Jesse Fadden in Control. You know, Laura Bailey as Kate Diaz. She's pretty good. I like Laura Bailey in almost anything. Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff in Death Stranding, and as somebody who's finished Death Stranding, I gotta give my nod to Mads on this one. You got Matthew Porretta as Dr. Casper Darling in Control. I don't remember that guy, so I don't know how remembering, or, you know, he'd be. But then the last best performance is Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding. And he did good too. He was pretty one note. I'm honestly glad that Troy Baker did not get nominated. No offense, Troy. You're one of my absolute favorites of all time, but your portrayal of Higgs was pretty campy. I'm not gonna lie, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Norman Reedus he's hit or miss for me personally. I really do like the way his character took shape over chapters, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on. And I don't know, like, if Mads doesn't get it, Norman should. 100%. Games for Impact. We got Concrete Genie, Kind World, Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, and Sea of Solitude. I personally didn't play any of these, but the only one I looked into more than not was Concrete Genie, and That's what I would give my win to, personally. Best ongoing game, you got Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And as you guys can see, I am playing Destiny, and that's what I would give my nod to. Apex Legends is pretty fun. I honestly haven't played very much of the other two. I hardly have ever played Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Let's go with Best Independent Game. Baba Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, and Untitled Goose Game. The only game that actually on that list that like I actively want to play really bad is the Untitled Goose Game. I want to play that one really bad. It looks really fun, just running around creating mayhem with your goose. Excuse me. I think that one's on Switch. It may be on Steam. I'm not a big PC player. Console master race for you guys who know me. Best mobile game. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that one. Best community support. You got Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege. Basically the same lineup as ongoing game, and I'm gonna still give it to Bungie because Bungie's been doing this for a long time, guys. Like, and I feel like their Twitter team is absolutely top notch. Like, it doesn't get any better than their Twitter team. Best VR AR game, we can skip that. Best action game, you got Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty, Devil May Cry 5, Gears of War 5, and Metro Exodus. And I am going to go off the recommendations of my boys Chris and David, who both played Call of Duty and said it was excellent. They said it was the Call of Duty that everybody wanted. It was fantastic. The story was great. It was a return to form. So out of those nominations, I'm gonna go ahead and go with what they said and go with Call of Duty. Best RPG, you got Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy 14, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World, and The Outer Worlds.
So they beat you.
I personally think it's a shame not to include Fire Emblem in that category. But if I had to go with...
I throw all the grenades I could.
No, I didn't, Zavala. Just lay off me, okay? Out of those, though, I would go with The Outer Worlds. Because I didn't play enough Kingdom Hearts 3 to say. Best fighting game, skip. Best family game, I'll go ahead and give to Super Smash Brothers. You got Luigi's Mansion, Ring Fit Adventure, which was a late admission, Super Mario Maker 2, and Yoshi's Crafted World. Basically all Nintendo. So, Nintendo, good job, guys. You won the best family game category. Best strategy game, you got Age of Wonders, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Total War 3 Kingdoms, Tropico 6, and Wargroove. My personal opinion is Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I beat it once, and I'm in the process of finishing it a second time. Once as the Black Lions? The Black Eagles, I finished that one. And the Blue Lions, sorry. There we go. Figured that out. Fantastic strategy RPG. And I recommend it to anybody that has a Nintendo Switch. The best sports and racing game. Well, I'll take a pass on that one, you guys. Best multiplayer game. You got Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, and Tom Clancy's The Division 2. That's a tough call. I'm gonna give it to Tetris 99. From what I've played, it's been pretty fun. It's different. If you like Tetris, definitely check it out. Fresh indie games presented by Subway. What? Presented by Subway. We're gonna skip that category, guys. Content Creator of the Year, skip. Best Esports Team, skip. Best Esports Player, skip. Best Esports Team, skip. Best Esports Event, skip. Best Esports Coach, skip. All the esports categories we are going to skip. And that basically makes us done for the nominations that I care about, anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, learned something a little about me. I want to know what you guys think. Follow me on YouTube, Th3loadingscreen. Comment on this video, guys. I'm going to upload this to Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google, you name it, you want it, let me know. I will upload it to anywhere you consume podcasts tomorrow on Tuesday. Once again, my name is Samus009. You guys have been listening to the Monday Monologue. I love you guys, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend and a happy Thanksgiving.